Hola! Today we are going to learn how to set up our cuadernos interactivos, our interactive notebooks for Spanish class. First, you will need a notebook. Yours might be a different color. You will need a Sharpie, a pen or a pencil, and a ruler. Let's begin. To begin, please grab your Sharpie, and I would like you to write your name on the front cover of your notebook. So if your name is Poe Dameron, or Mrs. Hudson, Rose Tyler, or Seamus Finnegan, that's what you would write. My name is Fitz P, so that's what I'm going to write. Next, I would like you to write the name of the language that you are studying in the language that you are studying, in this case, Español. Don't forget the tilde above the N. Next, I would like you to please write the school year that you are preparing this for. This year is 2016-2017. Okay. Next, we are going to write our name on the edges of the notebook here, here, and here with the Sharpie. So if you are Elizabeth or Emily, Cody or Mason, or Kaylee, that's what you would write here. Again, I'm Fitz P, so that's what I'm going to write. It's kind of annoying to write on the edge of a notebook with a marker. Do the best you can. Make sure you are writing your name, not mine. Okay, now we're going to prepare the inside of our notebook. You're finished with the Sharpie, so you may put that away. The inside should take between 20 and 25 minutes to complete. You can use either a pen or a pencil. I'm going to use a pen. You'll start by putting a number in the upper corner of every page, starting with page 1. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, 9, 10, 11. You know what? It's really boring watching me number all of these pages. So what I would like you to do, please, is to pause the video now and come back when you have reached page 100. Noventa y siete, 98, 99, 100, 101. Now at this point, if you have been numbering correctly, the odd numbered pages should be on the right. What I'd like you to do is to pause the video here and come back when you have completely finished numbering all of the pages. Ciento noventa y siete, 198, 199, 200. Okay, now you should have 200 pages in your notebook. Sometimes there are extra pages, so if you have 204, 208 pages, that's okay. Less rare, but still occasionally happens, you end up with 188 or 192. So if you have a few more or a few less than 200 pages, don't worry about it. As long as your last page is an even numbered page, we can work around any irregularities of numbering in your notebook. Now, since the back of our book should function kind of like a glossary, what I'd like you to do is to label the last 4 pages of your notebook with the word meta-language. And I'll write that out for you. M-E-T-A-L-A-N, He-U-A-He-E. Meta language, just like that. And you're going to do that for 4 pages. M-A-T-A-L-A-N, He-U-A-He-E. And you'll notice I'm using the Spanish alphabet for this. M-A-T-A-L-A-N, He-U-A-He-E. And one more page. M-A-T-A-L-A-N, He-U-A-He-E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pages. All right. Now, since we're going to use this very fancy word meta language, we should add that as an entry in this section. So the first thing we're going to do is to skip a line. We're going to write the word meta language. Meta language. Please underline the word. And then we're going to add a working definition. The word meta language is a very fancy word. Language teachers use it. English teachers use it. And it's a pretty high-end word for something that's very simple. Meta language are the words we use to talk about language. So please write that as our definition. The words we use to talk about language. And I'll give you an example. For example, the word noun and also the word verb are an example of meta language. These are words that are labels for abstract concepts, but we do use them quite a bit, so we do need to know what these words mean. Now, if you would please turn all the way back to page 1 in your notebook. Okay, here we are on page 1. Now, what I would like you to do for the first 8 pages, the first 8 pages of the notebook will function as our table of contents. The word for that in Spanish is índice. I, acento, N, D, I, C. As you can see, I have labeled each of the first 8 pages in my notebook with that word, índice. I, acento, N, D, I, C, E. Now, the first 8 pages. If you'll notice, on the left-hand side of your page, there is a solid red line, and on the right-hand side of the page, there's a very faint line that you can see through the page. Using your ruler, I would like you to add a line to each of these first 8 pages. As you can see, I have already done so. When you get back to the first page, since this is a table of contents, it's very important that we keep it updated. What we'd like to do is to add the first 2 entries. So we know that we have the índice from pages 1 through 8. So the first thing I'm going to do is skip a line, and over here in the margin I'm going to write today's date. Today is August 29th. That's the date I'm going to use. Please use whatever date it is correct for you when you enter this into your índice. So we have the índice, and we know that's page 1 through 8. Okay. Now the other thing that we have put in is the meta language. So skipping a line, and again starting with the date, I'm going to write meta language here. And then I know it's 4 pages at the back of the book, but I'm going to go back and double check. My meta language section starts on page 197. Please use the numbers that are appropriate for your notebook. Okay? And that's all that we have for today. Gracias.